It's 7 p.m., so I will call this meeting to order. Please rise. And I hereby call the Riverside Township Board of Trustees meeting of June 8th to order. And Trustee Blau, would you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. And our clerk asked to be excused. He had a last-minute emergency. And so Trustee Clark has agreed to take some notes, and the recording, which Riverside TV is providing, will be very good for the clerk to write the minutes after this. But in the meantime, let me call the roll, and that is Trustee Blau.
Here.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Heilenbach.
Present.
Trustee Morrissey.
Present.
And Clerk Drapka is absent, and Supervisor Wilt is present. So we have a quorum. The minutes of the May 11th board meeting are in front of you. What is your pleasure? Do I have a motion for them?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 11th, 2021.
I have a motion to approve the minutes of May 11, 2021. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Seconded by Trustee Clark, moved by Trustee Heilenbach. And are there any additions or corrections or discussion?
Yes.
Yes. Trustee Clark?
Under trustees report, under Trustee Clark, the yoga classes for Riverside Township, older adults are taking places on Fridays with regular physical fitness classes being held on Mondays and Wednesdays. That should be,
Virtual?
on film.
Okay.
Or virtual.
Virtual, we'll just add virtually
Virtually, yes. Great.
as the last word there. We will do that. Any other additions or corrections? Hearing none, I have a motion by Trustee Clark, Trustee Heilenbach, seconded by Trustee Clark, to approve the minutes of the May 11th regular Riverside Township Board of Trustees meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
Abstain. I wasn't at the meeting.
We have one abstention, and motion is carried. Thank you.
Supervisor Wilt, I believe that Trustee Morrissey should also abstain.
I should abstain too, I wasn't a member.
Okay. I will vote to approve those minutes, so that has three of us who were at the meeting. So motion is carried. Thank you for that correction. Next are the minutes of the closed session that took place on May 11th, 2021, the results of which were then ratified by the regular session. Do I hear a motion to approve these?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Trustee Clark, seconded by Trustee Heilenbach, to approve the minutes of the closed session segment of the meeting of May 11th of this Board of Trustees. Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, then those who who were part of the meeting, please signify by aye if you approve these minutes.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion is carried. Okay. Next, we have communications, and the only item is also posted in the town hall. We have an invitation to Create Life Without Limits from UCP Seguins for their spring event. It's called Pints with a Purpose, and it takes place on Thursday, June 17th. If anybody would like to participate, please let us know. If this board wants to take any action in making any contribution, let me know. But otherwise, this is just for your information.
Supervisor Wilt, the Mental Health Board makes a contribution to UCP Seguin.
Very good.
I think the township doesn't need to do that.
Thank you
unless
very much.
Personally, they choose to attend.
Okay, thank you very much. But if anybody's interested, you have that information, I believe, in your packets. I see no one of the public here, so I guess we have no public comments, and I know that Assessor Sitkowitz has been seeing people for appeals, but she is at the Lions Club meeting this evening. So on to the supervisor's report. I don't have a lot to report. However, I have good news in that 2 of our general assistance clients are now employed, so they won't be asking for support on a regular basis. In the building, I have the unfortunate news that room 4, the compressor in our air conditioning system, shorted out, so the parts are on order and it should be repaired by late next week. Any meetings that may have been scheduled for that room will be moved to room 22 or some other location. And then finally, the second round of the bridge bids are due by 10 a.m. on Tuesday, June 15th. Several potential bidders have requested specifications per the architect. He was also going to send out a reminder to all of those who asked for more information that the deadline is fast approaching. And later on, we have the question of scheduling a special meeting to look at and approve the most appropriate lowest bidder. But the architect would like approximately a week after the bids so that he can review everything, see if there's any questions for any of the bidders, create the spreadsheet for us. So I would say I don't want to wait almost a full month after the bids are opened until our next regular meeting. And so I will propose some date after the 22nd, give them about a week to get all of that together. So the 22nd or later, but we do have that on the agenda. So that's all, and that's all I have to report, but I'll be glad to answer any questions.
Could we do it like the first Tuesday in July?
At the committee of the whole,
At the committee of the
that's
whole, or is that too late?
that's a possibility. I just, with us having already lost all the time because there
Yeah,
were no bids. the
I
first
agree with
round.
you. I really would
I would-
prefer
yeah.
the sooner the better so
So-
we can get the workers
So look at your
going.
calendars so that when we get to that point on the agenda, we can find an appropriate date. And are there any other questions for the supervisor? Then trustees' reports. We'll go to our newest trustee first. Do you have anything to report?
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. But thank you for representing us yesterday for the scholarship golf outing from North Riverside.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. Our other new trustee, Trustee Blau, do you have anything to report?
No, I have no report.
Thank
this
you.
evening. Thank you, Supervisor.
Thank you. Trustee Clark, do you have anything to report?
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. And Trustee Heilenbach?
I have something to report.
Okay.
With the Mental Health Board, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the process, we're going to have an election of new officers. At our next meeting, I'll be able to tell you who those officers will be. Our Community Resource Center has ordered 500 new postcards, which we approved. As we had some reserved. We gave those all out to the local police departments to give the families who are going through some of these crises with the mental health. So the police have these cards, they can give them, they can contact our CRC. I'm expecting an uptick in that area with all the mental health problems. We are also working with the police departments in Brookfield and Riverside. We will also involve North Riverside for crisis intervention training for the officers. Currently, Riverside, I don't think has anybody. Brookfield has 3 officers trained, and I think North Riverside has about the same trained. So we are working with them to get them trained. We may have to, we're gonna see what the cost is. Thankfully, our consultant, Dr. Tracciani, is a trainer for the Chicago Police Department in CIT. So he is looking into that. I will have a better report on that next month. Our treasurer, Ruth Cross, has resigned. She is moving out of the township, and we wish Ruth the best. And finally, let's keep in mind that we have no meetings for July and August for the Mental Health Board, so there will be no reports for that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. All right, while we've got silence, let's move right on to unfinished business, and that is the adoption of the township budget. We had an open hearing period earlier this evening, and there were no objections or questions posed. The budget has been available for inspection for more than 30 days, and so I will entertain a motion to adopt the budget ordinance 2021 to 2022 as of this date.
So moved.
I'll second it.
I have a motion by trustee Clark, seconded by trustee Heilenbach, to approve the budget as presented and as available for inspection. Are there any additions or corrections or any questions at this point? Then hearing none, this will be by roll call vote. And trustee Morrissey,
Aye.
trustee Heilenbach,
Aye.
trustee Clark,
Aye.
trustee Blau,
Aye.
supervisor Wilt also votes aye. So the motion is carried by 5-0. Thank you. The next item is the swinging bridge bids, as I mentioned in my report. I would like to schedule a special meeting of this board, either June 22nd or an appropriate date thereafter that is available for all of our board.
What day of the week is June 22nd?
The 22nd is a Tuesday, so
A
that would be
Tuesday.
1 week after the bids are due. That would be 2 weeks from tonight.
I'm free.
I'm free.
I'm free.
Very good, well
believe
then,
I
we
am.
will schedule it for June 22nd.
Hang on.
I'm
Are
sorry,
you,
is there a
are
problem?
you okay with
I
that?
believe I am. I was
Okay.
checking. I believe I am.
No, it's the fourth Tuesday.
Are
if
we going to
that
do it
makes a
at like 6 or 6:30 or?
That's up to you. We
I
can
would
schedule-
do it the earlier the better. That's a good point, trustee Clark. I think 6 o'clock, I mean, we're opening bids. I think that we should, is that okay with you, Mike?
Yeah, the bids will have been open.
If you would like me here or need me here, sure, the 6 o'clock, I can make
I
that
just
work,
want to
that's
make
fine.
sure
Okay.
things are right.
I'm available at 6 on that day.
Is that all right? Leanne, are you
Yep,
available?
fine.
I mean, trustee
Very
Blau?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Very
trustee
good.
Hollenbach.
Then we will post a special meeting for that purpose. And I believe that, can we add one other item? Because Clerk Dropka forgot to ask for something on tonight's agenda. Can we put it on that agenda?
Yeah, I think as long as you post it 48 hours in
Okay, it will be
advance and put it on there.
an appointment of a deputy clerk.
Yeah, I would just add that to the agenda for the special meeting, and that should be no problem.
Thank you. Very good, then, if we can make that a motion so that we can set a special meeting date, I would appreciate that.
I make a motion that we make June 22nd the meeting date for the opening of the bids to repair the swinging bridge
At 6 PM.
at 6 PM.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Very good. I have a motion by trustee Heilenbach, seconded by trustee Morrissey, to hold a special meeting for 2 agenda items, that being the approval of an award of a contract for the swinging bridge, and also for the appointment of a deputy clerk. And is there any discussion to that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Okay, and then we have, in our packets, we have all the materials for the annual approval of the, or adoption of the Prevailing Wage Act. I would entertain a motion to accept the ordinance, an ordinance of the Township of Riverside ascertaining the prevailing rate of wages for laborers, workmen, and mechanics employed on public works of said township.
I make a motion that we adopt the prevailing wage act.
I have a motion by trustee Heilenbach to adopt the prevailing wage act. Do I hear a second?
Second?
Seconded by trustee Blau. Any discussion? Then all in favor, does this need to be a roll call?
I would recommend a roll
Okay.
call.
Then by roll call vote, trustee Blau?
Aye.
Aye. Trustee Clark?
Aye.
Trustee Heilenbach?
Aye.
Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
And Supervisor Wilt votes aye. Thank you. Motion is carried to adopt the prevailing wage ordinance. All right, and finally, let's see, our next item is Independence Day parades. We, so far, have received direct information from North Riverside and from Riverside, and their parades are on 2 different days. So I don't know, we have not heard from Brookfield yet for the participation. All we have is what was in the paper, and that was what we presented to you. But we should discuss which parades we want to commit to, or if everybody wants to go into both or all. Well, I understand that Brookfield's is also on the 3rd. So Riverside and Brookfield are on the 3rd, and there may be an issue, according to the newspaper, in terms of the timing, because they pretty much are running at the same time, and North Riverside's is actually on the 4th. So I'll open it for discussion or a motion as to which parades we want to participate in, and we'll go from there.
If Brookfield, I will contact the Recreation Director of Brookfield and see what's happening there. If we are invited to Brookfield's, I will go to Brookfield. But the 4th, I'm not available.
Okay. So on the 3rd, trustee Heilenbach would be willing to represent us in the Brookfield parade. Do we want to participate in the Riverside parade?
I'll do Riverside, but I don't want to walk. If
No.
they're extending the route from, and they're talking about
Exactly.
Patriots Park
I think they
to
would.
the scout cabin,
Right.
could we drive?
I think that we could. The question is, are we going to distribute anything? And can we toss it?
Right, yeah. Now, North Riverside said we could.
Right. Riverside has, their application doesn't say anything about it. But I don't know that they ever did, because actually this also, their letter, if you noticed, incorrectly states that the 5K is that same day, and I'm pretty sure that they moved the 5K to
5K,
June.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
It's in late June instead, so I think that this was just their standard letter, and they changed
Yeah.
some dates and forgot to change that part. And so since they've never objected to distribution of items, even though this is a longer parade, I think we would be able to toss something there.
So the Riverside Parade and the Brookfield Parade, you can't go to both of them, is that it?
Well, it's going to be a bit tricky, because I understand that they both step off early. It used to be that we could catch up, and although Brookfield had started, I think we could catch up.
You go
Well,
at the
what,
end.
no,
You used to
Brookfield,
get at the end.
there's a way that I came up with to zip in there, and we never got in our assigned slotted spot. We just got behind the fire trucks and went. So,
And that's in Brookfield?
and that's in Brookfield.
Brookfield, yeah. So, the other thing is if, a couple of us wanted to go do Riverside and then do Brookfield, we could just break off right here at the train tracks the way we normally do and not go down to the scout cabin.
Well, I don't know if they're gonna have breaks, You got people that line the streets there,
They might have
Well,
barricades.
if we couldn't break Well, I'm assuming that if we're going to go down to the scout cabin, that we would be turning right after the tracks. And people would be lining, there, there wouldn't be, that we could go straight down to the village hall. Or we could go down, it might be easier to do that, otherwise break at Berry Point Road.
Oh, okay.
We might be able to.
Well,
work it out.
if we can work it out, and then I would absolutely do the Riverside Parade, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll do as much as I can.
And I mean,
go
I
both
can
ways.
represent, and I think Mike probably would represent in North Riverside
Right.
as well, if others can't make it, and Leanne as well. I think
I can
that-
make all the parades,
Right.
as
So-
long as I don't have to walk.
Well, let me double check with Brookfield. We may not even be invited. I mean, well, they're limiting the size maybe, and I'll call the recreation director tomorrow and see what we can come up with.
All right. But this board is in favor of participating in all the ones that we
Oh,
have
absolutely.
representation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, and do I have a motion to that effect?
Do we have to discuss what we're going to throw out?
That would be a good question. So in the past, we've had like red, blue, and silver beads, or red, white, and blue beads that we've thrown out. We've also, one year, we did fans that were imprinted with, "I'm a fan of Riverside
Very,
Township."
very
and-
popular.
Yes.
Did we
They have a
throw
flag.
those?
Pardon?
Can we throw the fans?
See, we don't know if anybody's going to allow us to throw anything.
Well,
North Riverside is.
Oh, North Riverside, you're right,
Yeah,
sorry.
they're,
But
North
I
Riverside,
can't remember.
It says that you can walk, though.
In
If
North
you look
Riverside?
at that, which I was.
well, they
very
said you
surprised.
can because they've shortened the route.
Oh, they should. Oh.
So Riverside has extended the route, and North Riverside has shortened the route.
Because you could never walk in North Riverside before.
Right. Right.
But they've shortened the route. I'm just thinking, I can't ever remember throwing those fans out the window.
We didn't, we handed them.
Yeah,
You
I think
handed
we
them,
we
right.
handed them.
That's
'cause
what-
we're
And I'm
one.
just wondering if that would be too hard to throw out the window? The beads are easy.
It would, I mean, they become like
Yeah,
flying saucers
Frisbees,
then.
Yeah.
If you
You
try
hit
to,
somebody in the head, and next thing you
yeah.
know.
We also could get candy, and everybody's always happy with candy, but the beads last a little longer, and people wear them all day.
They do. That's what.
So shall I order beads then?
I would order the beads.
I
Okay.
like beads. Because you can walk with them or throw them out of a car, right?
Right. Yeah, they're not necessarily easy to separate and toss, but, and we just placed an order today for the new signs. We have the magnetic signs that we put on cars.
right,
So
yeah.
we basically, I think, it was suggested that we not try to get convertibles and just use our personal cars. And we can double up, and somebody can drive and somebody can toss, and we can do that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
do too.
The convertibles are nice, but they're a hassle.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're there, and they're never ready for you. I mean,
Right.
Mary
Well, it's
Rob's
always
been there,
that.
Leanne's been there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's difficult on a
It's,
holiday weekend
For
to
something that
borrow
takes
cars.
20 minutes, once they do take care of you, you're there for 2.5 hours.
Right.
So,
All right.
And it's, for like Brookfield, you should not drive in Brookfield, if possible, because you're kind of Brookfield royalty.
nice.
So those who are residents of that particular community should be allowed to press the flesh or whatever,
Maybe.
to greet the people that know them.
Well, I was going to have you ride with me, but not anymore.
All right,
I
so
was going to bring you a crown.
the consensus I hear is participate in all three parades as available, and I can reach out to
Yeah.
you, and we can either send you a sign-up genius so that we know who's going to go where.
Beautiful.
Does Lions have a parade?
I think they might, but I haven't read
They
about
think
it.
on the 3rd, but we don't go to the Lions.
We don't do live.
We have such a small sliver of Lions that
Yeah,
even smaller than the amount we have in Brookfield, much smaller,
snow.
actually.
yeah.
Okay.
Thought I did.
And the part that is part of our township is completely unrelated to where the parade is. It's the far end, it's the opposite ends of the town. All right, then I will sign us up for all the parades that we are invited to, and Trustee Heilenbach is going to check with Brookfield if we are invited or if it's going to be a small group. And then I had an email that was a little poorly worded, but basically last year we made a contribution for the American Legion Poppy Day. They dropped off 100 of the poppies before Memorial Day. They dropped them off to us again. Typically, when they ask for donations, they ask for a minimum $2 donation. So by them giving us 100, we would donate 200. That's what we gave last year. And I would ask if you have any objection to us contributing to that cause, as we have them here and people are taking them. What is your pleasure?
I don't have any objection.
I have no objections.
Okay, so $200 donation to Poppy Day. Can I have a motion to that effect since it's monetary?
I move we make a $200 contribution to the American Legion for Poppy Day.
Okay, and that would be post 488 of Riverside. Okay, I have a motion by Trustee Clark. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Trustee Heilenbach. Any further discussion? If not, then Trustee Clark, do you vote aye or nay?
Aye.
Trustee Heilenbach?
Aye.
Trustee Blau?
Aye.
Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
And Supervisor Wilt votes aye as well. So it's unanimous, and motion is carried for $200 to post 488 of the American Legion for the poppies. Okay, we are up to the approval of warrants. You have the warrants in your packet, and our new trustee Morrissey, I think, has a motion to make.
Trustee Morrissey moves that the board authorize and ratify payment of the bills identified on the general warrant dated June of 2021 in the amount of $18,455.04 as presented to this board on the 8th day of June 2021. Can I have a second?
Aye.
Oh, you
Yes,
can.
do I hear a second to that motion?
Second.
I have a motion by Trustee Morrissey, seconded by Trustee Clark, to approve the general warrants for June of 2021 in the amount of $18,455.04. Any discussion? Hearing none. Trustee Blau, how do you vote?
Aye.
Trustee Clark?
Aye.
Trustee Heilenbach?
Aye.
Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
Supervisor Wilt votes aye. Motion is therefore carried. And the other warrants.
Motion by Trustee Morrissey that the board ratify and authorize payment of the amounts indicated on the following warrants. Utility warrant, June 2021, in the amount of $1,241.95. Payroll warrant of June 2021 in the amount of $19,086.79. Health warrant dated June of 2021 in the amount of $1,017.85. Grants for June of 2021 in the amount of $22,324. Petty cash, none. General assistance warrant of June of 2021 in the amount of $5,400. Township radio players warrant of June of 2021 in the amount of $200. Food pantry warrant of June of 2021 in the amount of $476.68. All of the above as presented to this board on the 8th day of June 2021.
Thank you. I have a motion to approve the warrants. Do I hear a second?
So moved.
I have a motion by trustee Morrissey, seconded by trustee Heilenbach, to approve the following warrants as of June 2021. Utility warrant in the amount of $1,241.95. Payroll warrant in the amount of $19,086.79. Health warrant in the amount of $1,017.85. The grants warrant in the amount of $22,324. General assistance warrant in the amount of $5,400. Township radio players warrant in the amount of $200, and the food pantry warrant in the amount of $476.68. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please signify by saying aye or nay. Trustee Morrissey?
Aye.
Trustee Heilenbach?
Aye.
Trustee Clark?
Aye.
Trustee Blau?
Aye.
And Supervisor Wilt votes aye.
I'm sorry,
Motion-
who
pardon?
seconded that?
That motion was seconded by trustee Heilenbach. Very good, and so that is so that concludes that vote, that those warrants were approved, and we can move for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
I have a motion by trustee Clark, seconded by trustee Heilenbach to adjourn this meeting. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Thank you very much.
Thank
Good
you.
evening.